Hello and welcome to the Sometimes Serious Sunday Show, where we just do general housekeeping, catch up on anything we didn't get to talk about, generally just talk a bunch of waffle to you. That's that's all we do. We waffle in a
Blue
small
waffle.
pancake. No.
I'm still going to forever, at least for the time being, so not forever. At least for the foreseeable future, I'm going to push that we cancel the Sunday show.
Where's that?
Because it's basically become a second podcast. Which is not the purpose of the Sunday show. So, yeah, let's
Ye-
cancel
so-
it.
There you go, guys. It's official. We
Hey,
have
man,
one
I'll go,
person
please.
thinking about cancelling it.
Yep, I'll stop recording right now. See you later, guys.
That's the whole thing. It's just right. We're ending it by see you next week.
Yeah. See you next Saturday.
Or not.
Yeah, or not. Depends.
No, the podcast I'm still pushing, and we've got plenty of other show ideas in the works that I'm still pushing and working on. But Sunday show, yeah,
So how is that jar of mayo?
it's purchased and it's waiting. I've left it in the sun. I figure that'll
Excellent. Mwah.
help add some texture.
Some
Flavour.
texture. Texture. Oh, that is horrifying.
We can't even go any deeper into that than
No.
that.
No.
I will just say, and we'll leave it at this, and we'll move on. I did ask Reese here, and he did say okay to playing the Balrog.
Yes.
But we're moving on.
A Scottish power.
Listen,
We're moving on. That's
am-
the
if
joke.
No,
We're
no,
not
that's
touching
it.
on it. Move on.
no, I'm just
I'm
saying
gonna
this right
say
now.
so many things.
If I'm saying if I'm doing it, I need some serious protection for my back. Otherwise, you're gonna have a dead podcast member on your hands.
Stop talking about
Dead
it. We're moving on.
I would charge them perfectly to 100 degrees in the oven, slow cook.
That's right. If you lose the legs, then there you go. You can be
Now,
the mobile
look.
command center.
Listen here. We are not. Why? Now. Did you
Mobile command center rolling through.
did you hear about Nintendo deciding to cut back on mobile games?
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
Thank God for that.
But yeah, I mean, it's not like they were the most consumer friendly things in the world.
The Animal Crossing mobile game was horrific.
I never played it, but I heard horror stories.
Oh, yeah. Stuff like that just would go. Oh man.
Didn't they just announce that they're doing a free-to-play MOBA-styled Pokemon mobile game?
Yeah, I keep meaning to look into that. The
Is it
moment
gonna
I
be
heard
mobile?
about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh shit, man! I was looking forward to picking that up on the Switch.
No, a lot. Like the comparison was made between that and Diablo Immortal, so
Oh,
You know. have fun.
Yeah.
Nintendo
I
would come out
did
and
need
go.
to look
You
into
guys
that.
have phones, right?
God, dear,
Say it
I
in an Asian
still
accent.
cannot go over that. Why is it that there seems to be huge fluctuations where it's just, hey, just how hard can we screw you?
Because it's a business and they're out to make money.
It's
Okay.
a very simple thing when you look at it. The companies always try and do something new and innovative to get cash. There's a massive backlash, so they take several steps back, and then they take little steps. And then all of a sudden, the big thing that was atrocious is normalized, and then they try the next big atrocious thing.
Okay, But again, why don't they learn from that and just do these little steps in the first place?
Because they don't know what is too big of a step. So for them, they could be thinking, this is a reasonable step that people will accept, right? And then they do it, there's a bunch of backlash, and they go, okay, that was a bit too far. Think of how many little steps they have taken that there hasn't been backlash to.
Okay, do excuse me there. But if your response to someone has to resort to, don't you guys have mobile phones, then I'm very, very sure that what you're doing is incredibly wrong.
I can't get over that
Google for mobile
entire conference.
But there is no way he wanted to be on that stage presenting.
Oh no,
He
you
knew
could tell that.
That it was utter trash, and he still had to go out and defend it. It was his job. So he didn't have a choice. So you've tried to defend points that you don't agree with, and you end up just coming up with utter nonsense because you don't agree with it, so you can't put the passion into it to actually fight it. That was exactly that. So he had to resort to. You guys have phones, right?
Yeah, but looking back at it, you could have thought up something better.
Yes, you're right. Hindsight is 2020.
No. He had time to prepare, so he could have prepared for an eventuality where someone would have asked why mobile and any variation of.
Then someone even
To be
asked
fair,
that why
we
mobile?
don't know. We don't know if someone else was set to come out on stage. Or if
Actually, a good
20
shout.
minutes beforehand they handed him the script and said, on your trot.
Good shout. If that
there
was the case, then fair.
There was rumours, and it did look like it was going to be, that the Diablo 4 reveal was going to be that BlizzCon. So they would do Immortal and then do the Diablo 4 reveal. Because that would, quiet everything. But the trailer wasn't ready in time. So they couldn't.
Just put an Anthem and just create your bloody trailer.
Well, that's what all of the trailers are.
But I just want to use any excuse to talk about Anthem.
No,
And
Oh,
that
no,
bloody
it's not.
trailer.
Let's talk about Anthem then.
Let's not. Anthem is not worthy of our time.
The
We keep bringing it
horrible
up.
intro music.
Or the main
Oh.
menu music or the trailer music.
Oh, the main
Bullshit.
menu music. That game was just
Oh.
horrible, and I paid into it.
I actually have hope for it.
Don't.
Okay, as it
If BioWare
is, it's horrible.
Does what BioWare I think are doing, there's a good chance it won't be the same Anthem when it comes back out in a year and a half.
Okay, well, don't take away my ability to take the piss out of it.
No,
That's all
I
I'm
won't.
asking.
They will. It's very possible that they revive this thing, that they come out again with Anthem next. Think how much of a laughing stock No Man's Sky was. It's not anymore.
No.
Generally regarded as No Man's Sky is actually an amazing game. You should not be sleeping on No Man's Sky anymore. It is amazing.
But you need to look at the different devs. You need to look at the way they've handled it. They're going down a similar path now, but they didn't from the word go.
No?
So,
They were desperately hoping that they could at least patch it and keep it running and then fix it long term whilst they were continuing to do the small patches, but it wasn't enough.
Of course, was it enough for the game? The game was promised like so much. It's just like none of it was even in.
And again, there'll be entire pieces done on this in a couple of years, probably. A lot of it probably wasn't their fault. Well, I say their fault, depending on who they are. The people who were sitting out there promoting it What do you want them to do? It's their job to promote it. They can't
Yeah.
exactly go, all right, everyone, maybe hold off on buying this at launch. Of course they can't. They're fired. The moment you do that, you're fired. They can't do that. So they had to go, oh my god, it's so amazing and so fun. I actually think I can't remember his name now. The guy who did the live streams. I reckon because he left BioWare about a year and a bit after. I reckon he deliberately did those live streams the way he did, because those are what turned me off. Watching those live streams, I went, this is boring. This is gonna be bad. I reckon that was deliberate. I reckon he was deliberately there just to be like, come on, people, you can read between the lines here. This is going to be disastrous. Don't
Yeah.
touch it.
Like a secret message, just like saying, don't get this. Get literally anything else.
Morse
Well,
code.
yeah, he just showed. It wasn't even Morse code. He was like, this is the game. And he's playing it. It's just so boring. It's kind of like, that really should have been everyone's first indicator.
See, I was just wary when I saw the announcement for it. It looked good at the announcement, but I had that voice in the back of my mind that just went, nah, don't do it.
I was the idiot and was like, oh yeah, it's BioWare. It's BioWare. It's BioWare.
I saw Iron Man.
Well, look how that turned out for me.
To be
80
fair,
pounds, gone, poof.
it was the correct decision because it's BioWare, it's Casey Hudson. All of the talent was taken from, what was it, the Montreal studio of
Yeah.
BioWare, which is why Andromeda was so messed up, because all the good talent was shipped over to work on Project Dylan. So everything said that it was going to be amazing. It's just, you should have watched the live streams and...
That's the problem. Like, the one game out of many that I'm like, nope, I'm a going blind for this. And the game just literally kicks me in the balls. I say literally, figuratively, kicks me in the balls. I don't think a game can
Hey,
literally
I'd like
kick
to
me
see
in
it
the balls.
literally happen.
Did you buy a digital or physical?
Digital.
Damn.
Yeah, if it was physical, I could have gone, oh yeah, game doesn't work, sorry. Disc is bust.
Well, no. If you brought it physical, it could literally hit you in the balls.
Oh, right, yeah. Well, I mean, I could
That too.
just, like, throw the console at my balls. I guess the data's on there. Does that count?
Not really.
Okay, well, failed experiment.
Technically, a lot of other games are hitting the balls at that point. Then
Can we stop talking about my balls, please?
this is just going to be this week's episode. We're talking about Tam's nutsack.
I've got an interesting thing for people to keep their eyes on.
Is it my balls?
Go on.
There might be, at least I hope this is going to be the breaking point. It feels like there's a shift in the waters between game journalists, quote unquote, and your average game player. This is brought on by The Last of Us 2, the fact that, don't worry, I'm not spoiling anything. The game critics gave it pretty much unanimous 10 out of 10s, 100s out of 100s. And the general game playing
Bombing.
public are saying this is average at best. It's a 5 if you're generous. So it feels like there's a shift coming here. This feels like one of the most, one of the higher profile cases that this has happened in. I mean, we've all known for how long now that, game quote unquote journalists are pretty much
Notoriously
bullshit.
bad.
Yeah.
It's
Like-
something I think you should keep your eyes on, because this might be big.
I'll keep
Because,
my
like,
ears to the ground.
Game journalists don't really care about other things that everyone else will care about. They'll just see a game and just say, Okay, what's the story behind it? Pretty popular, give it a 10 out of 10. They won't really care if the game is actually good. The game could be fucking terrible, not even running, shit story, doesn't even work, and they'll still give it like a 10 out of 10.
There's a lot of there's a lot of nuance behind it all, which I think is it's fun to look into. Like one big thing that some of the reviewers have anonymously come out and said is that putting out a bad review, they're actually scared to.
Mm.
I'm wondering how many of them were scared to put out a bad review for Last of Us 2.
At
Because you
least-
know, if you're the first one to stick your head above that parapet, bang.
Yeah, like
They'll
I was
have-
gonna ask, like, are they scared because they're worried that the company could cut ties with them, or the backlash?
I've also heard as well, Naughty Dog and well, someone has actually been deleting bad reviews of the game.
Metacritic has been taking down some of the zero score reviews.
To be fair, there have been some review bombing on there. Review bombs on there.
Yep,
Not a
but there's
lot,
also
but-
been review bombing for the other side, where people have just been giving it 10 out of 10s.
Yeah.
But for no reason, just going, oh, I love this game, Naughty Dog's done amazing work, this is the best game ever, 10 out of 10.
Yeah,
No,
like
it's
Naughty
not,
Dog-
you didn't play
yeah.
it.
Yeah, like Naughty Dog has knocked it out of the park. Naughty Dog has set the standards. What a masterpiece, best game of all time, and it's like 10 out of 10, flawless game, even though the game has a lot of problems.
It's like there's a majority of the reviews are bad. Like there's some review bombings on both sides, but there's also, granted, tiny amounts of people that did generally enjoy the game. But as you said, there's review bombings on both sides.
I think the aggregate score is going to come out to what it actually deserves to be, a 4 or a 5. That seems to be where most of the people I trust are landing.
Yeah, because
This is distinctly average or below.
I
I think that's probably where it lands.
Like I still
Okay,
don't
okay.
I still don't completely understand why people review bomb. Like a lot of people do it just because they're either fans of the game or they hate the franchise. Like I've always been the kind of person that's been like, okay, yeah, like I'm gonna play it and get my own personal opinion on it, and then I'll give my take on it. But I just still don't understand the concept of bloody review bombing. It's just it doesn't help the industry and it doesn't help the game either.
like if you review bomb it, like give it like a 10 out of 10, that does nothing for the game. If you review bomb it like a negative way, that does nothing for the game. Because it's very easy to tell what's a review bomb, which is a review bomb or a false review of someone who's overwhelmingly praising it, was saying like, yeah, this game really has no fucking issues, and there's like this one has tons of issues, but generally doesn't. It's generally obvious when someone is like being overly negative or overly positive. I'm gonna fucking kill them.
It's like with Fire Emblem Three Houses. People were review bombing it just because it was a Nintendo first party game.
It's an interesting topic to think about because reviews don't actually affect the sales of games. Like they have the tiniest negligible effect.
Yeah,
So what's the point on them?
that's also a good point. Since normally, if you're looking at a game, you're generally gonna buy it because I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna get the next Halo just because Halo. But the thing is this: the only time I will generally look up reviews for a game if it's a game I'm unsure about, or if a game that's been out for a couple of years. Like Dragon's Dogma. I was thinking about picking that up. I didn't, but I did look up views, and I did get your guys' opinions because I know all you fucking love the game. Tom is pretty sure he's got like a shrine to it.
Pretty much, yeah.
So I was just that's the only time I would actually look at reviews is for a game that's been out for a while and you're unsure about it. Because not really modern games, but which are just come out. Because then generally it's skewed. Most of the reviews are overwhelmingly positive, which are just kind of like paid off reviews, and just trolls who overwhelmingly negatively bombed it. You never like get like a good good opinion on it. It's different if like I don't know time when you go play The Last of Us 2 and we get your opinion, it's a lot better than just a reviewer that gives it like a 10 out of 10. Because
mean-
there's a good chance they're most likely paid.
If I end up liking the Last of Us 2, then everyone's just gonna give me shit anyway, so it's fine.
I
It's
think
very
there's-
difficult. Sorry.
There's a difference there, though,
Mm.
because you can enjoy something subjectively. There are plenty of games that I enjoy subjectively, but I know and accept that they are trash.
Yeah.
They are not good video
Yeah.
games. They do not tell good stories. They are trash. And yet I still enjoy them subjectively, where objectively they're bad. As long as you can recognize that when it comes to The Last of Us, that the unanimous decision pretty much, well, yeah, the unanimous decision about the story is it is garbage. Now, subjectively, you can go, oh, I really enjoyed this character and this character and this character. But then can you objectively look at it and go, this was told badly, in a bad way, the pacing was terrible, etc., etc.
Well, we have to wait until I play it, aren't we? And then I can come back and go, yeah, actually, I thought it was really good. Or,
Or just
No,
turn
it
around and
wasn't
go,
good,
well,
or
that was
was
a waste
good.
of money.
it's one of my favourite RPGs is Two Worlds 2. Now, I know it's a bad game, but I still really enjoy it. Like, I really enjoy it. So,
That's the difference. You can subjectively go, I really enjoy this, but objectively, you know it's trash.
I tried to enjoy Dynasty Warriors 9. I tried to lie to myself.
The thing is, this as well, with like journalists as well, is it's very difficult as well, because I feel like half of them don't even know how to play games. Because we will always
Cuphead.
remember the Cuphead. Yep, they even used to say Cuphead, and a reviewer for Doom who couldn't walk and shoot at the same time.
Wait, what? I didn't hear that one.
There was a reviewer for Doom. I think it was for IGN. The title
well.
was "This is Doom" for 2016, and he failed like the first mission, like the first ever room in that, like where you get the handgun, you come up that stone coffin. He died so many times. He can't move and shoot. But I'm like, if you are dying because you can't move and shoot in a Doom game, you shouldn't be playing Doom and reviewing it. You just shouldn't.
I'd be willing to put money on it. That is a fraction of a percent of the game reviewers. Of like the official game reviewers, it's a fraction of a percent. Just because you got to
I think-
think, how many reviews does IGN crack out a year? And we can think of 2 in the last, 3, 4, 5 years that have been terrible. Like, completely terrible.
5 out of 10, too much water.
Okay, but at the same time, we're only focusing on the ones that got the most attention because they were that bad. We're not looking at, say, every single one of their reviews, are we? 'Cause,
No, but that's
you
the
know,
thing.
Do you?
If the review was that bad, it would have caught the attention. Just by the nature of the beast. If it's that terrible of a review, and I'd like to say that the 7 out of 10 too much water thing, it's a nice meme, but that Pokemon game there was too much water.
Yeah, but again,
Was
like
it
it's
Sun, Moon?
it's just
I think it was Sun and Moon.
like I just want to be able to take the piss out of bad games, okay?
It's understandable,
but-
but I'm pretty sure we all like to.
It's a good funny meme, but that game did have too much travelling on water. So you know, you just got to temper it.
I shall never be tempered.
It's something I don't know why, because it is proven that, you know, as I said, video game reviews do not affect sales. So why
Yes.
do game publishers spend all of this money
Or reviewers.
on, yeah, giving them preferential treatment? They don't pay.
Yeah.
Money is never exchanged, but it's access, or it's we're gonna fly your reviewer out to this party we're holding. Why? They don't affect sales.
Hmm.
See, I feel like I'm the only one that does look at reviews in terms of whether I want to get a game or not. I was looking at what's it called? Bard's Tale
Oh yeah.
4, I think, is the one that's done in a very Might and Magic style with the whole party thing and what have you. And the reviews, I think overall it had 3 stars. I was reading through them, and the reviews were just like, yeah, don't play it. It crashes about 4 times an hour. I was just sat there like, wow, that's pretty bad. But then at the same time, I was still half tempted to give it a go because it might have just been those few people rather than the game itself.
So the review didn't actually affect your.
Yeah.
But I haven't bought it, or
Okay.
downloaded it rather.
What are the chances you're
Bishop.
going to go see gameplay?
Slim to none.
You liar! Don't
No.
even bullshit me with that.
No, slim to none, because I don't look at gameplay. Because when I look at gameplay, it's either the scripted rubbish that the company wants to show you, which I never find enough to go off, or I just get infuriated with the people playing the game because I'm going, okay, but you're actually just fannying around, so stop it. I look at screenshots and descriptions. I don't look at gameplay.
Then you are doing it wrong. Factually and objectively, you are doing it wrong. I totally understand where you're coming from. I also find it that certain gameplay I'll watch and I'll just go, ew, stop. And then I go find someone else. Screenshots are notoriously rubbish because those are what the company puts out. Same as the description. You're doing it categorically wrong if that's all you check.
I'm not looking for the company's one. I'm looking for people that have played it.
And then that's only a screenshot. It's a fraction. It's the tiniest fraction.
Yeah. I agree with Philip in that. With screenshots, it doesn't really show you much from the game. Like, you don't really get a sense of what's going on and this. Well, really anything. What I don't know. You could see like any screenshot of man with a gun screaming. What have you got
Okay.
from this? So man shooting a gun.
Looking at the screenshots, I was able to tell that it's not an isometric ARPG like the first one is. I was able to go, okay, so it's nothing like that. Nothing like what they've done before.
And you could have found that out from the trailers.
Okay, but again, same thing. Trailers.
Okay, you would have found that out from the reviews.
All of the reviews I read didn't actually mention that. Oh no, sorry, one. One did, but they didn't actually specifically say. They just said that it was different. And they went into it with an open mind and was disappointed. I understand where you're coming from though, but that is how I've done it the entire time. I don't look up gameplay normally. I used to. It infuriated me. I stopped.
I still do look up gameplay, just so I can still get like a grasp of what it is. Like, I can see, like, all things like kind of graphics. I know they don't impact the game, but it's always nice to look at something that if you're gonna be playing it, you might as well like what you're looking at. Graphics, frame rate, performance. Does it crash? Does it lag? Gameplay, locations, just art style, like designs and all that. Those are the things that I like to see. I know they seem really stupid, but that's what I like to see. You can't really get that from like screenshots on trailers. Trailers is basically just the developers are just wanting you to see what they want you to see. You've never seen like anything, the boring or tedious things.
I mean, I'm just like I'm just the kind of guy. Like if I see something that just interests me mildly, I'll go, oh, okay, I'll try it.
I'm also the same as well, but I'm like saying that for, like the game's been out for a while, like I did with Dragon's Dogma. I looked up gameplay. It's only for like old games I do that for, but new games it's kind of hard to not avoid them. Since we all know of Cyberpunk, we all know of Halo, we all know of Call of Duty. It's kind of hard to just exist on the internet and not see something about Cyberpunk or any big game that's coming up. Because everyone will be speaking about it. I've seen Valorant gameplay, even though I've never looked up Valorant gameplay. I don't care about Valorant. I've seen gameplay of it.
Lucky you.
Even
I haven't.
don't
It's CS.
save
It's
yourself
a
a brain.
CS:GO hero shooter.
It's Overwatch, Rainbow Six Siege, and CS:GO all slammed into one. Yes, it
That
sounds
sounds
just
so
It's a
bad.
awful
CS:GO
as it
hero
sounds.
shooter.
Yeah. Which also reminds me of something, which I'm just going to quickly throw up. That Crossfire beta for Xbox One is out. Don't play it. I want the brain cells back. Like, it's just, you know, I've lost my train of thought now because I've just spoke about Valorant and I'm just losing the brain cells.
It's a perfect
Wow.
place for us to end it.
Yeah,
We've been
I
talking
was
for
gonna
far
say-
too long.
Yeah.
As I say,
On that
end
note.
the Sunday show. This is the last episode.
Is it?
No.
I was gonna say
He's really pushing for it.
he really is.
We have to be unanimous. Anyway, with that note, I will end this
What do you
episode
think?
of
You
the
agree?
Sunday
Good.
show.
Menzies, what do you think? You agree? Cool, we're ending the Sunday show.
That's my last note.
On that note, we will catch you next week in the podcast. Bye.
Toodle pip.
Adios.